An aha moment for me in this work has really been the opportunity to see what young people have been able to create in terms of the diversity of content and even the language that resonates with their own youth culture, that's allowing us as organization in this space, working with young people, to reach young people with information that makes sense to them.
Cela est très très important et cela prend en compte la philosophie, la mentalité, le style en tout cas de notre public cible.
When you stop thinking about delivering curriculum and start thinking about making content, the context with which you think about the work that you're going to do entirely shifts. So versus thinking great ways of explaining barrier method of contraception to girls, you start thinking in the language of 5 reasons why condoms are your BFF. Everyone now lives in a very attention deficit economy. So keep asking yourself this question: is what you've put on her screen worth her time? Is she going to stay on it for 3 seconds, or is she going to spark the next piece of entertainment that's coming her way? So great content comes from watching all your trends, identifying what's working, and then finding and holding yourself to like some really good competition.
It's really hard for people to decipher who is a real sex educator and who is not, because there are people out there who are probably making money off of saying that they're educators and then selling like vagina tightening powders and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And people are buying it because the thing that they're selling products to people's insecurities.
Quite often in focus groups, when we've put content in front of girls, they've, leaned in with big eyes because they're like, wait, does this exist online? Because I want to watch it. Because I've been turning to pornography quite often to understand things like, how does sex happen, and how do you kiss, and her curiosities right now have no other place on the internet, and hence she turns to pornography. So it's about identifying what is the problem that you're going to solve for. And of course, you do a lot of user research to understand if, the tropes you're using, the formats that you're using, the design, all of it is something that feels accessible and interesting.
I find that if I've always kind of been in the limelight. I'm a musician and an actor, so I've kind of always been quote unquote known in Kenya. And so for me to move from like that entertainment part of my life into sex education, I had people who are already trusting me on the social scene. So it was easier for me to start having conversations around sex and sexuality.
It's really important that as organizations in this space, we are generating content that's encouraging, sex positivity and general positivity around family planning and reproductive health that is bold for both the genders.
One of the trends we're seeing globally is the use of chatbots. For us, the real power is having a human respond to young people's questions. That's really how we built up such trust among the audience, and that's how we built such large audiences of young people around the world.
Algorithms favor content creators who they can count on to regularly post content. Authenticity is involving and engaging in good faith with your audience. This alone may not result in viral content, but it builds a relationship of trust and respect between a creator and a viewer, which is arguably a more valuable outcome in the long term than a piece of content that has hundreds or thousands of views.
And also very important part of building trust is to weave in a thread of safeguarding throughout. So vetting of services, letting girls know how to prep for things, what to do when things don't go right. Because ultimately we're asking girls to make really brave choices around their health. So as much as we can help them navigate that by acknowledging all of the different barriers and even sometimes acknowledging the barriers that she won't be able to take on. All of it helps foster trust.
Les vidéos mettent en lumière des adultes qui ont été des alliés des jeunes en matière de santé de la reproduction et de la planification familiale, en leur parlant des questions sensibles, mais également en les mettant en contact avec les services de contraception. Nous montrons alors aux parents, aux partenaires et aux responsables que vous aussi vous pouvez le faire.
We have mental health specialists, we have legal services as partners. We also have people who provide the social services. And so we just make the connection between the demand and the service provider.